These are your 4 different pricing models. Your level 3 is what we would describe as like your core offer, and that would typically, for most of you, be a higher ticket thing. You know, it's going to be your kind of minimum 2,000, most of you 5, 10, 15. So it's your high ticket thing that's your core offer. So let's even just put that here. So we're probably looking at something like 2,000 to 10,000. Okay, something like that. And then you've got your level 4, which is your super high ticket, or premium price, or back end, or whatever you want to call it. But this is where like we're going really high ticket. There'll be a bit of a gap. Let's say like 15,000 plus. Like when you've got your 20K offer, your 25, your 30. That's your back end offer. Then you go down to level 2. This is your mid ticket, and mid ticket's going to be typically anywhere from 500 to. You probably would fill the gap there, and it's 500 to 2,000, but there is like a bit of a no man's land in there, because if you're going to sell something for 1,500, you kind of may as well just go to 2,000. You know, you either go, let me go to 2,000, because if they're going to pay 1,500, they'll probably pay 2,000, or you drop down to the 1,000 because you want to go for volume. So there's like these no man's lands. I do talk about it in the training, but that would be your mid ticket, and then you've got your level 1. And then this is your low ticket. So this is where you're doing anything from like $1 to the 500. So your question really pertains to this. It's like, John, should I do the low ticket? And again, it's not about should you do it, it's when you do it. Because to have a business that hits the right numbers at a pace and a speed that you're needing, and then you bolt on extra things to like bolster the business, you're going to really struggle to build a business on a $27 thing, as we were using as an example. But that wasn't your question. It was, but I always want that to be a stepping stone. I want that to be a qualifier, and then they buy that thing, and now I've got a buyer in the process that then I move to a future thing. I want you to prove that first. Because otherwise, we're fiddling about with a $27 thing that is only going to make economic sense for the business if you can turn those into these buyers. So if we don't know that we've got a good message, good avatar positioning, good marketing, good sales, process, if we don't have that yet, then we're just going to get stuck in this land of maybe selling $27 things and not even knowing if we can move them up. So the way we do it is we start here, boom, we get our core offer, we get that selling, happy days. Then we typically move to either a mid-ticket or super high ticket. So we branch out to one of those two, and once you have those two in the business, then going low ticket is actually the last piece you do to add in a stepping stone.